So Urahara released some wild pussy this chapter. Alright, one of the things I want to address for starters is one of the big things that I see a lot of people discussing this week in Bleach, and it's been kind of a discussion for a while now with Bleach, and that's that the formula and the structure has continued to be the same, more or less. For starters, the antagonist usually always has the upper hand, then we think he's gone and defeated, then he comes back stronger, blah 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 blah. And another thing is that we always seemingly pull out the most convenient exact power to counter our opponent in almost every fight. I mean, it happened in pretty much majority of the fights that we've seen thus far this year alone and last year in Bleach in general, and that's one of the things that people are finding problematic. Now, before we get any further into that, I want to say that I actually did enjoy this chapter for the most part. There were a couple things that bothered me, mainly because of the formula, but aside from that, I thought it was fucking awesome as fuck to see Yoruichi going in. I mean, Urahara there making jokes and shit like that. It felt like, once again, a really nice feeling Bleach chapter. But with all that being said, I gotta say that with Askin's ability being that, you know, he can basically negate your Reiatsu, and all of a sudden now 48 times per second Yoruichi's Reiatsu changes and stuff like that, it just seems way too convenient and, you know, oh, coincidental that it happened. Like, it just feels very convenient. And then again, the same formula of, okay, Askin was seemingly defeated, like, oh, okay, let's go look for the body, oh no, he's back up. I mean, that happened with the miracle, and that's where I felt as though this chapter, it would have shined so much more if it didn't have that same element that we've seen time and time again in Bleach recently. It's like, okay, Askin's down, oh no, he's back up, and then he got a holy form looking like he's going to a disco or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, even Yoruichi's new form, the cat-like thing, and she can't understand human language, it was kind of cool. It kind of reminded me of something like, you know, the classic shonen trope of like when you unleash your inner demon that you have and you have no common sense and you just act like a complete animal, stemming all the way back to Dragon Ball Z with the great ape transformation and shit like that, except it was more of Kubo's own thing because he turned it into some weird cat thing, and like, I'm sure a lot of people had a good time with that. But I mean, when Kubo teases shit, like for example Urahara saying, good job, now let me go find the body, it's like either Urahara, because we do know Urahara is kind of sarcastic and he's kind of a funny guy, so either he was playing dumb even though he already knew Askin was still around there, or legitimately Kubo is playing the same card that he's played multiple times again and again. And that's where I felt this chapter fell short from being pretty fucking awesome again, because last week's chapter, that shit was fucking hype. This week's chapter fell victim to a lot of the problems that Bleach has had for a while now. But the best thing that could come out of this fight is, which I doubt it'll be this particular fight, I think at some given point we're going to see Urahara go serious and go Bankai and find out everything about him. There could be a possibility it will happen with this, because now Urahara is the, you know, only person in sight for him to fight, because Yoruichi is about to revert from that form and basically be rendered helpless. But I just don't see it being with this particular fight, because Urahara has been stemmed from the very beginning of this manga as like, okay, there's something really seriously special about him, he's gonna be something big. So if he ever does let loose and truly show his capabilities, I'd imagine it'd be against somebody of a higher class and somewhat of a more well-known villain, like, you know, something really big, like maybe against Hoshwald, that would be acceptable, or of course against Yawatch, that'd be great to see him and Yawatch go at it. But I just don't see it happening against Askin right now. Maybe a little bit later, but not right now. So the only other outcome I could see is either Yoruichi gets back up and she, I don't know, has a new transformation, or the possibility that Grimmjow will get back up from wherever the fuck he was and say, alright, round 2, bitch, I'm not gonna go easy on you, and then goes into like a second resurrection or something like that. So that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, this chapter, it was an okay to good chapter. It's just the formula, it's old, it's rinse, recycle, repeat. It's the same old formula. I mean, we've seen it time and time again, and that's really the only thing about this chapter. And I can see people's frustration, because it's like, it's false suspense. Like, we knew a mile away the moment Urahara opened up his mouth and said, oh, let's go look for the body. Like, come on, bro, you're not fooling nobody. He's gonna get up, holy form. And yeah, I don't want to keep on going any further with this, but that's my thoughts. It was an okay to, you know, good chapter. Could have been a great chapter if we didn't see the same type of shit over and over again. Let me know what you thought of this chapter, though. What do you think? Do you think that Urahara is going to actually have to go serious, or maybe Grimmjow's going to return and, you know, jump into the fight, or we're going to see something else? And what did you think about Yoruichi's form when she was going in? I mean, it was epic as fuck, and I love it because Yoruichi is one of my favorite characters, one of what I think is personally the best characters in Bleach. But yeah, try something different. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed anything about this video, make sure to drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook if you want more from me when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.